this is a tricky one. So, since we're in level 2B, we're going to be doing those chords a lot. This one just mainly has the C chord and the G7 chord. 1 and 5, 7. So if you look at your left hand, that's a whole bunch of it. The right hand is all over the place, but the tricky part of this song is that it's in 3, but it's so fast that you have to feel it as 1. So it's kind of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rather than 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If your metronome was on that, it would be not that much fun. So instead, try to follow along to a beat of 1 sets of 3s. So that's going to be the hard part. So, but the other parts, the right hand is pretty tricky too. So let me take you through some of that. It starts with a little bit of a crossover. So you should try that right hand part a couple times. And then the second line, there's a crossover. So do that first phrase up to measure 8, like over and over. Notice I was going slow. You should do the same. After that, it's the second phrase is a little softer. It's mezzo piano, and we jump up an octave. So an octave is when they go to the same note, same letter, but different place on the keyboard. C to C. This one's kind of tricky with the left hand because we start throwing that sharp in, but it's nothing that hard. Then the right hand is moving all over too. So try that one hand at a time. Switch. See that circled 2 at measure 12? That's a switch right there. That's going to be a big part. The third part is... So that's the third phrase. You should label these numbers that we're practicing. Maybe make a little box and write your 3 there. And then practice this third section over and over, third phrase. So do the right hand again on its own. And then 5 switches. So there's kind of like 2 hand positions, but at the end of that first hand position, right at the end of the first page, you have to stretch a little bit. So skip that F. So make sure you watch that little stretch right here at the end of the page. Okay? And then it goes on to the next page. But that's all in C position. The left hand's fairly easy, just some sharps. Just watch your fingers. 4, 3, 2. And then try that hands together. You should pause that and practice that little third section over and over. So let's measure 16 to whatever, 24. At 24, we start the new phrase. It's kind of the same as before. That right hand does have a little switch at measure 28. That circle number, that's a big one. You'll need that. Okay? Since I'm running low on battery, I'll let you figure out the left hand. It's just a little sharp thing. And the next phrase is... That's measure 32. So that's your next phrase, 32 to about 39. So write that down, that's your 5th phrase. Hands are doing the same thing. Okay? And then we are back to the beginning. Just a little bit different ending. But if you got all the other stuff, you should get that ending. That one's a hard one. Make sure you do those phrases that I talked about, and make sure you watch this video more than once. I'm going for 1 million views. I don't think it's going to happen.